So this is a whiskey that got me for my birthday. That stayed at house for like 3 or 4 months. And oh wow, it even says the date that it was poured.
Oh.
August 24th, 2017.
Where were we? Shoot.
We were
still
17
alive.
years old.
No. I almost said that. I was going to be like, we were in high school.
That's what I heard you say. We were. We were sucking dicks.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Gspn, the one and only podcast where geeks talk about not only geeky culture, but believe it or not, sports, because we can have feelings and balls too, I guess.
That's hilarious, Jafar.
I'm Darth Jafar, yes.
I am the Sieteuno.
And I am the Falcon Chew. Follow me,
What did he say? Was that a kid? It was a kid, right?
Where?
That made that song.
Was it? I don't know.
I think so.
I found it on YouTube one time, and I think it was a kid. Like, this is weird. I was like, whoa. I thought like it was just a band being funny.
Yeah, I think it was a kid. Well, I was like, what, 13 years ago? 15?
I don't know, man. 15 years ago. Yeah. 16 years
ago.
Being
old, man.
We were still at SPJ. That was like 17 years ago.
Yeah, we were still having the sock hop dances.
Damn. I've never hugged anyone more times than the Holy Spirit, because he was in between me and my girls every day.
I know it.
Yeah, that Holy Spirit was in between us the whole time.
I was in the hole of the Holy Spirit.
I didn't do much dancing there. I just sat on the side like a goon.
Yeah, I did too. I was a nerd.
And talked to my friends.
I don't think I ever actually danced other than like, I could probably count maybe like 5 times I have like a conscious memory of dancing at one of those dances.
I know I danced our 8th grade year. I danced a lot, like even at our 8th grade, whatever bullshit thing we had.
I was going to say 8th grade was probably all those memories, because I remember telling myself in 8th grade, like, I need to ask to what dance before this year is over. And then I'm pretty sure I had a dance with and maybe at one point I feel like I danced with her because, you know, I think I was kind of tight with her back then. I can't remember what my relationship was with like a lot of people when I think back, other than like you guys and the main crew. But you know, I'm like, I feel like I was pretty okay with everybody else.
I think you were more outgoing. Like the only time that I ever danced with a girl in middle school was when it was mandatory at the class dances.
the ones we had to fucking walk like 2 miles to.
Yeah, through the slums.
I was fucking nerdy about all
I can't believe I think back to that sometimes. I was like, they really fucking marched us like down the fucking road, across a bridge, the south side of San Antonio.
Yeah, man, I drive through there every now and then. Every time I pass by, I tell Cilantro, I'm like, they used to walk us through here. We had like 2 chaperones for like 50 kids.
Ridiculous, man.
Yeah, dude, I don't know how we got away with that without getting in trouble. Really dangerous. I don't understand how we got away with doing that.
It looks better now. That building that had like all the little glass square windows that were broken out.
Yeah.
That's all fixed up now.
Well, now because they're turning it into a fucking hipster spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of taking over San Antonio in certain areas. I'm not gonna lie, some of it's fun. Like the whole is it Blue Star Brewing?
Yeah.
That is? Yeah, like that's a nice little scene down there on like St. Mary's.
Yeah, it feels safer.
Yeah. It's busier, so you don't feel like people are just gonna walk by you while you're getting stabbed or anything. There's multiple people. Someone's gonna stop.
Oh, yeah. You would think.
Oh. No, maybe not. There's fewer people on the streets because of COVID. Right. Never mind. Your chances of living suck there. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna just die over here.
I don't know if they're gonna hear any part of us talking about our old, ghetto childhood ways.
But yeah, our childhood was super ghetto, man. Like
it was safe. We had chaperones.
Yeah, we had chaperones to walk us from like a mile away from the school. Dude, could you imagine if something happened? Could you imagine, like, especially walking in the ghetto area, like, there could have been shootings and shit, and dude, we would have been so far away from the school, we would have been fucked, dude. Like,
I'm surprised no one ever got hit by a car or some shit.
Yeah, dude.
We crossed a lot of streets, right?
Yeah. We went down a lot of busy areas.
That fucking bridge, that underbridge.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part. And staring at that building with all the broken windows.
I do like I that bridge does save my ass a lot of times though. Because dude, my house is surrounded by fucking trains. So like I'm trying to get home, and every way around or way to my home is covered by like railroad tracks and trains. So that underbridge is like the greatest thing on Earth because it allows me to get home quicker whenever there's a fucking train going by. And I'm like so sad that they don't have that everywhere. Like I feel like that needs to be a staple in fucking American infrastructure because dude.
It'll be a long time before the city of San Antonio gets to that side of town, man.
Dude, they're not gonna. They will never do that. That is too expensive to do.
Stone Oak is on their priority list until like 2025.
Yeah, dude, they're never gonna fucking fix the West Side, man.
Are they? Has anyone been out that far yet? Are they done with that like 1604 or 281 like construction pool?
I haven't been over there. I don't go that far north. I'm too West Sider for that now.
You're too deep. You're too deep in it.
Yeah, I feel like if I go over there, I'm gonna get stopped every time I cross into the Stone Oak area. They're like, "Hey, man, this is the wrong side of town for you, buddy. You got to go back."
Just if you're ever gonna go on that side of town, just throw your lawnmower in the back of your truck. They'll know exactly what you're doing. They'll know that's why I'm over there. You're making money.
I'm trying to make money, guys. Like, this is the only spot I can't cut my grass in my area. I got to go to where everyone else is at.
Hey, you got to throw in the accent. I can't cut grass in my side.
I got to just say it in Spanish. Just full on. But if my Spanish is so horrible, I'd be like, yo necesita cortar. I don't even know how to say grass in Spanish.
I hope everyone or anyone who listens to the cast already knows we all have Hispanic blood in us, so we can make fun of this shit.
We're Hispanic. That's our excuse. We're Hispanic. We can say whatever we want.
If you're raised by it, you can talk about it.
Yeah, you got to be accepted into the culture, which we are, thankfully. Well, I mean, we're born into the culture, so we can say whatever the hell we want about us.
Yeah. I feel like the character of an anime, though, man, with my white last name, because there's always, like, someone in the anime who's, like, an outcast. And they're like, oh, don't look at that kid. Like, his fucking dad was a white guy. Like, he's different.
You're a half-breed.
I know. I have something wrong with me.
Yeah, man.
It turned into that because of the way the world is today. Now it's like, if you're white, you best be careful, man. Because you got a lot of explaining to do.
You gotta be careful what you say. Can't say shit.
How'd you say I am the Senate in Spanish? Yo soy Sieteuno?
Mm.
I was trying to say it today. All right, so what's on the list? What's on the agenda?
Well, we do got to talk a little about our. Our Spurs because there's a lot of Spurs stuff that's been kind of going on that we haven't talked about. There's a lot of nerd stuff, especially now that we've all seen The Mandalorian and we're all caught up on a podcast for like almost the first time ever on fucking shit. We do definitely need to talk about that. But before we start, we do need to go on our rants because we've all had Falcon, Jafar, and myself have had a fucking week, dude. And we need to just fucking go off on shit. So whoever wants to go first, I mean, I can go first. Falcon, Jafar, I have a lot of shit that kind of went. Actually, I guess it just like started. It actually was more today, but it's just in general. I've had some like shit. But do I start it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're recording this the week before Christmas. Like this time next week would be the day after Christmas. You know, this whole week, dude, I've just been fucking so lazy, dude. I have not wanted to do anything at all. Like I did not want to go to work. I did not want to do anything. That was a nice one. And then like yesterday or the day before, because my department, dude, like unless it's hurricane season, my department doesn't get a lot of attention. And you know, it was it's dead right now. Like it's like we're not doing anything. But so because of that, they decided to take like 10 people away from our department to go help in another department. And one of them was my friend, who you guys know. And they just took her and like they said, all right, you're gonna be doing like regular stuff now. And like I feel bad for them because like they're like getting back-to-back calls where they're like hating life, like they hate life right now. But the other problem is now that they're gone, there's so many. It's so limited in our department, and then people call in or people are off because it's Christmas week coming up. So, dude, we're just getting like call after call. Like I started getting like calls like from people because I don't normally get calls from people. I help our my teammates. But now I've been getting calls, and I'm just like, oh man, I really don't want to do this. I really don't want to do anything. I just want to chill. I just want to have like a normal day where I don't do shit, and you know, I just want to get to because our Christmas Day starts my vacation, so I'm gonna have an 11-day vacation or 10-day vacation.
Oh, dang!
So I'm trying to make it to that day just so I can just be whatever. So, but that was this whole week. So that's just this week in general. And yeah, and then at this whole time, I've also been like, all right, so now we're going to get real talk. So this whole week, our last weekend, we're almost done with my deck that we've been building for like a year. And it's partly my fault, partly, you know, like shit's been going on. But I've been like taking my time to build that deck because I don't want to build it wrong. Like I want to build it like perfect, and I don't want to deal with it like later on, you know, whatever. So we've taken my time, and it's almost done. Like it's gotten to the point where it's almost done. And this weekend we were gonna finish it. Like this was gonna be the weekend that we finish it. And I might still work tomorrow, but I don't know. I'm gonna feel lazy about it tomorrow. This morning, dude, I woke up, or I got a call from my mom this morning, and I thought it was like, oh, your dad's on his way to go to your house. And dude, she wakes up, or I wake up, and she's like, hey, your dad was in an accident. And I was like, what kind of accident? Like, I was like, wait, what? What the fuck? And he was like, he was in a car accident, and he's right there off of 35 and 90. And I was like, fuck! And I like got up, like I got all my shit on, like I was trying to get out of the house as soon as I could. And it's fucking where my house is. To get to that exit, I have to go like this roundabout way to get there. So I get there, and there's like 4 accidents on that one spot. Yeah, dude, it's like this insane accident thing that happened. I get there, and I talk to people, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, it's not this." Like I got there, I was trying to find my dad because I couldn't see where he was. I get to the first person. And they're like, oh, it's not this accident. It's further down. And I'm like, fuck. Like, where do I go? I get in my truck and I go down further. And I park behind this cop. And I'm like trying to find my dad. And he like, the cop turns on his siren. My dad was with, what Cerberus? Dude, it's over. You have a bone right there.
Tell him.
Cerberus, your bone is over there. It's right there.
Use your brain, Cerberus.
Cerberus! It's right there! I'm shining the light on it! Wait, okay. Pause. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. So, yeah, dude, so I go further, and my dad was with the cop, and I talked to, I talked to my dad. He's like, "Hey, are you okay?" Like, he's like, "Oh yeah, everything's fine." Dude, Arcanine. So I give them both bones. They each get a bone, and fucking Cerberus wants to have Arcanine's bone, and I don't understand that.
It's a dominance thing, man.
Alright, you're gonna come with me. You're gonna come up
Maybe
here because you're getting out of hand.
Maybe she just likes possessing things.
I guess not. Cerberus, get this bone here. Alright. That should have fixed the problem.
Were you recording that whole time?
Yeah. I'll edit that out. That's a me problem in the future. Yeah, I just got them their own bone. I got them a whole new bone. Anyway, so I'm looking for my dad. My dad's with the cop. I go and I talk to my dad, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine," and he's like pissed. And I say, "All right, Dad, we'll go to the truck and I'll help you get in right now." And he goes over there, and the cop's like, "Hey, you might need to get the keys from the people." And I'm like, "All right, well, let me go get them." And I go, and they say, "Oh no, you don't have to worry about the keys." I'm like, "All right, whatever." And I talked to the cop, and the cop was talking, and he was saying, "Yeah, so your dad, he hit this car, but the car was for some reason in the middle of the highway, cause like you know where 35 and 90 meet, you know, like to get onto 35 North, like there's this like yeah, so there's like a little underpass exit thing, and it's a 2-lane thing." And the cop said that the guy was in between both lanes. So my dad couldn't, like, he was going down that thing, and he didn't see the guy until he got too close. And by then he couldn't stop and he couldn't swerve because the guy was like right in the middle of the road. And he fucking, my dad hit him. And my dad hit that guy. And then the guy behind my dad hit my dad. And then the fucker that my dad hit backed up and took off. So he must have had something, you know. So we're like, fuck, like, and so I don't know what's gonna happen with the insurance part of it. But I take him home. I drive back over here to let Cerberus out. He doesn't come out. He takes a shit in my house. I go back home. We talk to the insurance. The insurance said, you know, to go get your personal belongings from the vehicle. So we're like, all right. So we go to the fucking impound. And for some reason, they take it to the impound. They don't take it to like a body shop. They just take it straight to the impound. And because it's COVID, they don't let us go back there to get all our stuff together. So only one person is back there at a time. And then with that you have to be monitored by someone, and you only have 10 minutes to get your shit. But they treat like I got there and I'm like, they're treating me like I was a fucking, like I got my car taken away from me, because they're like, oh yeah, you can't do this, you can't do that. I'm like, dude, we were in a fucking accident. Like, this was an accident. You're treating me like I'm a fucking criminal, and all I'm doing is trying to get my shit so that way, you know, because this car is not going wherever. And finally, like, they're like, oh shit, okay, it's just an accident, like whatever. But then, like, they're like, I get as much stuff as I can, and they're like, All right. Well, if you want to come back and get stuff, you can. You just have to go inside and let them know you're gonna go back inside. So the first time I got in there, it was like relatively quick. Like I just got like I put my name in, and then I went outside to get some tools, and then they called us. They said they called for me. So I go back there. I come back out. I go back in there, dude, and fuck, dude. It took them like an hour, I guess, or maybe 30 minutes. I don't know. I wasn't watching like my phone. And dude, like, I didn't understand what was going on. Like, well, I partly understood it was because there was a shift change, but I was like, dude, like, fucking, y'all are taking your sweet ass time. Like, people are trying to get shit done, but it goes back to because that place is mainly for people that get their cars taken because of police shit. They're treating everyone like that, where in reality we weren't criminals. Like we were just trying to get our shit done. So, and then dude, we're fucking with La Gente, man. We're fucking like there's like there was almost a fight. Like they're like people were like getting ready to fight the people, like the workers there, because cars got taken, and dude, it was just a big old mess. But yeah, man, and today was just a horrible day. This whole week was just horrible. But yeah, that was my rant. Hopefully that didn't go too long.
No, man. It took all the necessary time that it needed because you needed to get all that out.
Yes.
It's good. It's good for you to express it. I'll go next because I know express yourself. Because I know Jafar is really bad, so I'll save his for the grand finale.
Really bad.
Yeah, it's horrid.
It's surprisingly. It'll be surprisingly short, though.
Oh yeah, mine will be short too. I had a wonderful week, everyone. I'm just kidding. No, I mean it was all right. Monday I had heartburn. Okay, I had heartburn, but it could have been acid reflux. I don't know the difference really, but I just felt heat coming up my throat.
Yeah. Sucks. I hate that. It
was bad. It went away. Anyway, at work we have to keep our calls in a certain time period, so we're on a leash and whatnot. But so every time that I have a call that should be short, but it goes long, I get super pissed. My blood pressure rises. It just seems like the world's gonna end and the day is just a piece of shit. But I had a call that should have been 2 minutes today actually, and it was with an old lady, and she just kept telling me about her kidney stones, and
those are always fun.
She kept saying there was 2 small ones and 1 big one, and then she said, and there was one, I had one in the ureter, and she was like, and that hurt. It was in the ureter. I was like, yeah, no, I appreciate you calling in to tell me, but she was like, they said I need to drink 8 to 10 glasses of water. And she's like, do you know how hard it is to drink 8 to 10 glasses of water? And I was like, I mean, no, I don't, because I do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that hard to fucking drink water. Like, just fucking drink it.
So that pissed me off. I just really got pissed off. And then one bright side of this week was I got my year-end review, and it was really good. But then that same day, I took a nap on my break, and I did not wake up until 30 minutes after my break was supposed to end.
Oh, I know that feeling. That's not fun.
I woke up and I didn't even know where I was. Like, I woke up and I looked at the clock and it was almost like 6, and I was like, I couldn't even remember what time I took my break at. I was just like panicking, and I was like, I know I'm late. I just don't know what time, like how late I am. And I just like started running back. And then finally, after I settled in my seat, then I realized I was like, oh shit, I'm 30 minutes late. And then I was pissed because I had just got a good review that day. And then I go and do something asinine like that.
The way the universe works.
So
I just can't take no.
What do they do for y'all? Like, for us in that situation, we would we would have to do like basically like we called in, and then we have to use our PTO for that. What do they do for y'all?
Yeah, it'd be the same thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
like you called in and.
Yeah, they'll use that time, but it just looks, it looks bad. That is something that I've never done, and I was like, hell no.
No, I mean it's bad. Like, cause I know I get in trouble. Like they look on that when you for your year end reviews. So I know that feeling is not fun. I've had that actually happened this week to me too. I was on break. I was on my lunch, and I have an hour lunch. And I was looking at my clock because my kitchen, I have like a half wall, so I can see into my kitchen, and I have a clock right over the kitchen door, so I can see what time it is. And like I was looking at it, and I was like, oh, I have 5 minutes left, and I'm just chilling there, and I'm just kind of like watching TV. I'm like, okay, it's getting close. All right, it's about 1:30 or 2:30. Let me go ahead and get up, and then I look at my phone. It's fucking 2:35, and I'm like, "Fuck!" Like I didn't even like. I guess that clock was like that clock is slow. It's like something's wrong with that clock. And I fucking because it's going slow, and I forgot that it was going slow, and I think I need to change the battery. But thankfully, like it was only 6 minutes. I ended up being 6 minutes late. But for my company. If I'm within 7 minutes of my break, I don't have to call in that situation. But if it's after that, then I do have to call in. So I was like, okay, cool, maybe that worked out.
Yeah, ours is 5 minutes, but
oh shit,
that was it, man. That'd be my week.
Not shabby. Well, for me, as we all. Nobody knows, I think, if they're listening, but I have worked at a bakery for the last 5 years. And so if you know someone that works at a bakery, or if you are thinking about working at a bakery, don't. And be nice to someone who does, and during the holidays, because those are the worst times of the year for anyone who works at a bakery. Anyway, basically started last week. Just humongous orders. People were not respecting this COVID stuff, man, because we did so much shit last week for like office parties and stuff like that, and this week has been that way. But that's basically it. It's just like, stressful season. We're baking like way more than normal. We're staying later. It's just very tense. And next week's just going to be the worst because that's when people start individually ordering for like their Christmas, with their families and stuff. So next week I'll probably work a full 40 within like the first 3.5 days.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, Christmas Eve especially, or the day before Christmas Eve especially. That's the day that we usually stay from like 7:30 in the morning to like 10 at night just doing orders. But this week just sucked. Yeah, man, we were doing orders for schools and office parties and stuff, just long hours, and my back is hurting because I'm fucking 30 and I shouldn't be on my feet 8 to 10 hours a day anymore. And yeah, it's just a rough week, and I worked today from I was scheduled 8:30 to 6, but I showed up late, so I really worked from 9 to 6:30. Long day. I got out of work and I was like, man, I can't wait to go home. And I fucking get in my car and it doesn't start. I tried so many times and nothing was happening. Everyone I knew from work was already gone because I let them all go while I wrapped everything up. Because I'm nice like that, and I also just want to be left alone, so I send everybody home as soon as I can. I walked into the place that is next door to us that we work at. This is the only other place that's open, and I asked the people that work there, they had jumpers. Nobody did, so I just fucking Ubered home. And Sunday, tomorrow is my only day off, and originally I was just gonna wake up, around 9:30ish, and I was gonna make some jalapeno poppers for our potluck / Secret Santa thing on Monday at work. But now I guess I'm going to wake up like around 8 instead and go and get my car, get it jumped, and then drive it to Walmart and get a new battery, and then I'll come home, hopefully before like 10:30, and I'll start on the poppers so that I can like chill by like noon, hopefully. Because I gotta make a good amount. I gotta make like enough for at least 25 people, maybe.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I'm thinking not everybody likes spicy stuff, so I'm thinking maybe like 2/3 of like 25 will eat it. Everybody gets 2 at least.
Well, hold up. Don't they, like, do y'all have an HEB?
No, I wish we did, because I would take full advantage of that. I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, like,
They don't fucking do that here. Nobody does that here.
Oh, because y'all are up there. Y'all are up north.
They fucking suck.
That does suck, man.
I have to put my own labor into it. But yeah, I mean, just a shitty week, ending on a rather out of the blue, shitty surprise, inconvenience. But yeah, I've been smoking a lot of my medicine, and I'm not as angry about it. It's been I've had like 3 hours to digest it now. So yeah, things happen.
Is there an AutoZone in your area that you work?
That what?
Is there like an AutoZone that in your area where you work?
Not one close. The closest thing is literally the Walmart. It's literally just like on the next street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, I mean, you could take it to AutoZone and they'll test it to make sure, like, to see if it's your battery or not.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's my battery because I changed my battery like a good while ago, and I remember telling myself like early December, like, oh, this is probably a good month for me to get a new battery. But I was just gonna do it when I was gonna get my next oil change, which I was planning to do like next Sunday. So I was like, yeah, if I could just make it to like next Sunday, I'll get my oil change, I'll get a new battery, everything will be good. Because it's been like 3.5, like maybe 4 years, but it's been good. But yeah.
I hate fucking batteries, dude. Like, I've always had problems with my battery, and I fucking hate it. Like, with my Jeep that I had, the battery kept on dying on me, and I'm like, every 2 years, too, and I'm like, fuck. Like, I mean, I know that's when it's supposed to go out, but, I would always get pissed because I never knew when there was an issue with my battery. Like, you can't tell when there's an issue with your battery, really.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like, it's just like so random when it happens. And I got so pissed, and then with my truck, for some reason, it builds up battery acid on one of the terminals. So I have to constantly clean it in order to make sure it works. And like I forget. Like sometimes you're like, oh, I'll clean it later. I'll clean it later. So later becomes like 4 months later, and fucking I try to start my truck and it doesn't work because I never cleaned it. And I'm like, fuck. And like it helps when I'm at home. When it happens when I'm home, it's not that bad because I have all my tools here, so I can just take everything off and clean it. But when I'm like out and about, I'm like, fuck. Like I never have anything to clean it. And yeah, dude, like sometimes it's hard to get it started. And then like this last time I had an issue, it was like maybe 2-3 weeks ago. Or maybe a month ago. I can't remember. It was like semi recently. But I freaked out because like fuck, like I forgot to clean it. So I went to go in there and it was clean. Like there was nothing wrong with it. And I was like, well, fuck. Why is there this issue? And so I had thought I had fixed the problem because I put a new terminal on there. So I'm like, oh, this won't happen again. And, like, it happened again, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I just got to clean it. And I go in there, and it's, like, not dirty. And I'm like, fuck, like, what? So, like, my brother came over. I took it apart, and then he helped me go to get it tested. And we fucking get it tested, and they're like, oh, yeah, your battery's good. And I'm like, what? Why is it... And they're like, oh, well, sometimes if you have buildup. And I'm like, I fucking checked, there's no buildup. And sure enough, dude, we go, we take it all apart, and we take off more than what we normally do. And we clean it, and we put it back on, and fucking it worked. And I'm like, motherfucker, like, this fucking...
What the hell?
Yeah, I was, like, so pissed. I was like, this motherfucking shit.
So sensitive.
Yeah, and I don't know, I was so pissed, but... Yeah, man.
I hope it's the fucking battery, dude, because there was a point where, like, I was trying it a lot, turning it on, and, like, every light, like, on the dashboard lit up, and I was just like, oh, wonderful.
Well, what happened when you turned the key?
What do you mean?
Like, did it sound...
It almost would start. It would just be like, and then just, like, die out. And I was like, okay. That's got to be, like, the starter or the fucking, like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, check the battery, but I don't think that's the battery. Because with the battery, if it was the battery, I mean, of course, I could be wrong. I mean, it could be, like, just, I mean, I'm not there, so I don't know the full extent.
Well, the first lights I saw the battery one.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, oh, shit. And then the oil change light came on. But I wasn't surprised because I'm supposed to get one upcoming anyway. So I was like, yeah, that's not new. Like, and I just got my change like literally 3 months ago, like to the day. So I don't think it's anything like that.
It could be the alternator.
That was funny.
Because like with the battery, like I mean, I don't know. I mean, I mean, this is my situation that I've dealt with. But whenever I turn the key when the battery's dead, like nothing, like it'll be like it doesn't even turn over. Like you can't even hear it turning over. So like that's what normally happens with me whenever I have battery issues. When it turns over, sometimes it could be the starter, or it could be your alternator. And it's just your battery died out because the battery's, you know, the alternator's charging the battery, and because it's not charging, it's...
I don't know shit about alternators. Is that, like, more expensive?
No, it's a little more expensive. It's the battery charger. That's all it is. So...
How much would you say?
If you were putting it on yourself, maybe about $200.
That's fine. Yeah.
I don't know how much.
In my head right now, I'm like, if I have to pay for anything more than like $400 right now, I'm gonna fucking eat a bullet.
Yeah, dude. I mean, with labor, it could be about that. I don't know how much labor's gonna be.
Yeah, I know. Labor's always the fucking worst, dude.
Yeah, fucking labor's not fun.
I'm like, what took you like 10 minutes, dude? Where was the labor?
Seriously, dude. Like, it takes... Like, I'm like it's something like that. I'm like, dude, it would take me like an hour to get it done, maybe.
I think one time I went for my state inspection and they were like, your wipers need to be changed. I was like, just fucking do it, and it literally like doubled the price. I was like, fuck y'all.
You wouldn't have to do without that.
Wait,
what?
Do you have to do that for your inspection? Do you have to change your wipers?
A state inspection?
Yeah.
I think it was on the... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on the list.
Dude, I don't know about that. I don't know if you have to change... If you have to actually change them. Like, I'm assuming...
Oh, no. He didn't... They weren't like, you need to change them. He was like... we can't... They were like... No, they literally said, I don't think we can give you the... We can't give you the pass unless, like, they pass. Which I wasn't surprised, because I think those were my original wipers. So they kind of did suck.
Yeah, but dude, like, I don't know. I call bullshit on that. I've never seen them check. First of all, I've never seen them check my wipers. Secondly, fucking wipers cost about maybe $40, depending on which ones you get and which, like, if you get like the high end ones and you get like, you know, like the Rain-X ones, maybe $40.
Yeah.
Well, it's $40 for me because I have a fucking big ass truck, so Like the more the longer the wiper, the more expensive it is. So like it's $40 there, and then to take them off, it's not fucking hard. It's all it is you just like there's a clip, and you like press it down and take it off, and you put on the new one. So motherfuckers, that's fucking highway robbery right there, man.
I don't remember how long ago that was. It was a few years ago.
Speaking of which, now I need to go change my wipers. I've had those wipers for like 2 years since. So about 4 years. So I think I had them 2 years before I moved out of my parents' house. So all in all, I've had them for 4 years. But it doesn't fucking rain in San Antonio, so it's kind of pointless to have like badass wipers.
Oh, but when it rains, it pours.
Yeah, no shit, man. But yeah, those were our rants. I mean, I don't know if y'all have any more rants to go off of.
No, that was it. Just a dumbass fucking car problem. It's always the car.
Fucking the car, man. Well, what are we all drinking? We know Jafar's not drinking. He's taking some medicine. But
natural medicine.
Natural medicine. What are you taking, Falcon?
I am drinking Balcones Texas Single Malt Whiskey, and when I was reading the back, I was just trying to get a feel for like what it's about, and so I read it, and it says it's a timeless style of malt whiskey, and then I freaked out on the word malt, and then it said Balcones #1 Texas Single Malt, and then I freaked out because it's a single malt, and then it said that it has ingredients adapted for the new world, and then I freaked out because it said the word new, because these are words that I don't like.
Sounds like Illuminati shit right there.
But it's very strong. That's what I got to say about it. It's been a while since I drank whiskey, but I just felt like I wanted to take it slow, take it chill, and maybe I'll have some beer later.
Dude, you know what fucking Jay Tellum got me? So he came over to my house last week, and he dropped off a Christmas present. He came over, and he dropped off this drink, and he brought it over so I could drink it during our little Christmas party that we had. And, dude, it's fucking tequila soda.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And, dude, it tasted like exactly like tequila, but it didn't have the burn that you get from tequila. It didn't taste like you were drinking a shot. Like it tasted like soda that was tequila flavored. And dude, it was good except like the very end, like when you had to finish it off because I think the tequila settled on the bottom. Yeah, dude, it was fucking good. But the next morning, dude, it felt like I had taken like 5 shots of tequila, and I was like, oh man, I don't know if I want to do this again. I mean, if I got used to it, maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah, stuff like that's hard to take in bulk.
Yeah, I don't think I would be able to sit, like, I think that's like maybe a starter drink, and then, just switch to beer. But, yeah, dude, that was fucking, it was good. Like, I'm not going to say it was bad. It was good. I liked it. But, shit, man, like, I just had that, you know what it felt like? Do y'all remember Camp's wedding? Were you there, Jafar?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was there.
So you remember how I bought that bottle of tequila that we drank at the party? It felt like the day after felt like that. Like it felt like I just had this tequila taste in my mouth, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna throw up. I feel like I'm gonna throw up because this is nasty tasting. But yeah, of course, and I mean, just going into what I'm just drinking normal Bud Light because I'm a fucking puss. I am a super puss about drinking sometimes now. Now that I'm 30, we're all 30. I'm a puss about it.
Well, I'm about to. Not all of us are just 30. Some of us are 30 plus.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm 30. I'm 30, ain't I?
Plus 1.
I lose track.
I can't believe I'm gonna be 31 in like a month and a half, dude. I'm like, what?
Oh, shit. Yeah, well, if you're going to be 31, then yeah, I guess I am.
Yeah. You forgot that for real for a second?
Yeah, man.
You're already getting that early Alzheimer's, dude.
Yeah, that Alzheimer's setting in.
Yeah, it is. It is coming on.
Dude, fucking 31 in 5 months for me.
I can't believe it, dude. I'm like, I still think of shit from like 7th grade and like laugh at it like it was yesterday.
Seriously, dude, like I feel like I'm not, like I don't feel like I'm fucking 30. Like I feel like high school was just like a few years ago.
It's odd. Yeah, I don't feel like I've aged at all, which is kind of sad. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, dude, it's weird. It's a weird feeling, man. It's a
But
weird
then
feeling getting older.
You look at grown-ups and you're like, I don't want to fucking be that. So I'm like, I'm caught in limbo.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. For sure,
What?
like my goal for sure is not to have kids as late as my dad did, because I felt like my dad, like it felt weird, like with my dad with y'all's parents, because my dad's fucking like, I don't know, like 20 years older than your parents, maybe older.
That's true, yeah.
And I felt bad. Like I felt bad, and I was like, my dad, because like my dad, supposedly my dad was like a party animal before, when he was younger. Like my mom told
Before COVID.
before COVID. No, dude, my mom always tells me this story because she was super pissed with my dad. And he's probably gonna get pissed that I talk about it on this, but oh well. My brother, I think, was just born. It was my brother. My mom says it was either me or my brother, and she was sick with the flu. But our neighbors in the front of us, someone in their family or one of their family members, something in the household got married, so they were having a party at the house. And my mom was like, "Hey, go deliver the present to the house, so that way you can have their present, and then come back to watch me or to take care of me." And he's like, "All right." And he went over there, and my mom says he was only there for like 30 minutes, and they fucking had to carry him back over to the house. Like,
no.
Yeah, dude. Like, supposedly, like they just had him drinking tequila shots. Like, he was just taking shot after shot after shot. And he fucking got wasted, and they said like he kept on like falling, and he threw up like on the fucking driveway. And my mom was pissed because she had the flu, and she was taking care of either Andy or myself, and she was like pissed. She was like, "Why the fuck?" Or not? I don't think she cussed, but like
that day.
She was pissed, and then like my aunts had to come and pick us up or pick my brother up, and yeah, my mom had to take care of my dad that night.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
He did her dirty.
Yeah, he did, dude. And I'm like, but like I don't know. Like it was one of those situations where it's one beer and it turned into like 12 shots.
Wow. No good. I was gonna say though, maybe the fact that we're like getting so old, but like holding on to the youth. Maybe that's why like our generation is the generation that's keeping like Marvel alive and like Star Wars and stuff. It's because like that's the truest escape we can like get.
Yeah, no
in
shit.
Any
like
reality.
That's our escape. That's
all the millennials are still watching like cartoons and shit in their 30s, man. Like it's a thing, and playing video games.
Yeah, but dude, I don't know. I feel like that's like I have coworkers that I used to work with that they said shit. They talk shit about like people they dated. They're like, oh, he watches Dragon Ball Z still, and I'm like, motherfucker, I watch Dragon Ball Z still. Like, it's a fucking good show.
It's not everybody, because some people got brainwashed by their parents to like, and they bought into the myth of becoming an adult at like 22, which is like ridiculous.
Yeah, dude. Like, the way I look at it is fucking. Just because you're an adult doesn't mean you can't enjoy watching stuff that used to bring you joy. Like, I fucking loved superhero shit. Like, growing up, that was my shit. Like, I love superhero stuff. I love Star Wars. I like all that story stuff.
Anime.
Yeah, and like, dude, it's a good story. Like, they have good stories. Like, I don't understand why it's frowned upon. And I mean, for me, the way I feel, like, dude, I fucking live on my own. Like, I pay my own bills. I do all that shit. I'm an adult. I'm an adult, and I do adult shit. But at the same time, I enjoy watching animes and all that. And I feel like whenever people talk shit about us, like, they're also the people that do that are the people that watch fucking like reality TV, and I'm like, dude,
Bachelorette and shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, what the fuck is the difference? It's at least I know my shit is fake. Like, Bachelorette and all that, that's real. That's not even real. That's fucking scripted shit too. But
yeah,
I digress.
No, I mean, that's a fair argument.
It is. I don't know.
But anyway, that was just my theory for the moment.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you on that. But
if you want to jump into the like Disney Marvel stuff,
yeah, since we're talking about nerd stuff, let's go into that, man. How did y'all feel? So in general, like, how have y'all felt about The Mandalorian, like, up to
now? I don't know how to describe it. Like, there's not a word in the human language that does justice to it.
I can agree to that. I feel like it's done a good job. What about you, Falcon?
I still consider myself somewhat of a noobs, amongst y'all. But I, as well, because I have been actually just watching the Star Wars movies right now, because I was reading the Da Vinci Code, remember? I was reading that. And I kind of was like, oh, they were showing all the Star Wars movies on TV. And I was like, I want to watch it again. So I started watching it all over again. And so I was in the middle of that, and then I watched The Mandalorian. And so although I'm consider myself a noob still, not as into it as you guys, I almost borderline skeeted when that happened.
Skeeted by crying? Because I know I almost cried too. I probably did get a little watery-eyed. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's the other thing I needed to fucking talk about. Going back to my fucking rant, it fucking got ruined for me.
Oh yeah,
it was fucking ruined. That fucking part. I was so pissed, dude. Okay, so let me tell you the story of how that occurred. So, I was
sitting on the doctor.
So Friday came, and I was like, all right, I'm not gonna watch The Mandalorian because I want to watch it with my dad. This whole season, I've been watching the show like on my lunch period, or like I would watch it, and because normally what I do is I go get my parents groceries. So what I would do is I would get the groceries, I would save them in my house, and then the next day I would drive over to deliver them, and then I would watch The Mandalorian with my dad. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna save it. So I went and got the groceries the day before. So that way I didn't even talk about this whole thing. I forgot all about that yesterday. Today was such a clusterfuck. I forgot about yesterday. So, I saved watching The Mandalorian because I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch it with my dad. So, I'm trying to avoid watching or getting on Facebook, so I don't get on Facebook. I'm trying not to see anything. And I'm talking to our friend Alonzo. She was telling me, she was like, "Oh yeah, we just saw The Mandalorian. It was fucking awesome." And like, she was gonna talk to me about it, and I was like, "Don't talk to me about it. I haven't seen anything." And she's like, "All right." And I did see one thing. I did see where it said there was an original trilogy character that showed up in The Mandalorian, and I'm like, who the fuck could it be? Because like in my mind, I didn't think they were gonna have Luke Skywalker. I was like, there's no possible fucking way that they're gonna have Luke Skywalker. That would just be a fucking nerdgasm around the world, and no one would be able to handle that. So I'm like, they're not gonna do that. And
Childish Gambino.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, all right, cool. So whatever. And so I'm like trying to avoid shit. And then it gets to the end of the day, and my nephew and niece were gonna be at my house, or my parents' house. So I said, all right, well, what I'll do is I'll buy pizza for everybody. So I bought the pizza, or I ordered the pizza, or I was gonna order the pizza, and I ordered it from this place in San Antonio called Chicago's Pizza, and it's real good pizza, and they have deep dish pizza and all that. So I'm gonna order it, and I don't know their number by heart, so I'm like, oh, let me open up Google so I can find it, and let me show you all the picture that popped up as soon as I opened Google.
No.
I edited it because I was gonna post it on Facebook, but this is basically the video the photo that I saw on Facebook on Google, and the red part is me. I did that, but it was basically Luke Skywalker, and then the question is the Mandalorian, who plays Luke Skywalker in the season 2 finale, and I'm like,
wow,
and this is literally. This was at 5:45 because I had set an alarm to call these people at 5:45 so that way the pizza would be ready. And I was so pissed, and I texted Alonzo, and I was like, dude, and I sent her the picture, and she was like, fuck, dude, that sucks. That was the most horrible luck ever. And that was the same shit that happened when Ahsoka came out. It was the exact same thing that happened. Fucking Google ruined it for me and told me that Ahsoka comes out. And I'm like,
you gotta have your browser set on like a website already, man.
Dude, well, it's because I have the Google search app on there. I don't use the browser, oh man, I was so pissed. And then also, just to continue, I went and got the pizza. And the pizza's over there off of Blanco. And, my parents live over there off of 410 South. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go over there. I'll take 410 to get over there. I take 410, dude. Fucking 410 is backed up all the way past fucking Vance Jackson. And, dude, it took me like 30 minutes to get from Vance Jackson to I-10. And I just said, fuck it. Let me take I-10 instead, which I did, and I ended up getting there in like 30 minutes. But yeah, like that was fucking shit. Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt our Mandalorian talk with my bullshit.
No, you're good. You're good.
But,
That's a fun story.
Yeah, dude.
I would kill someone if I got it spoiled like that.
Dude, I was livid. I was fucking livid. And then the whole time I was in traffic, I was like, I just want to see fucking Luke Skywalker. Like, I just want to see what happens. But, whatever. It happened. I still got to watch it. I was happy. But this season, I was, like, super happy about the whole thing. Because I felt like this season was more for Star Wars fans than the previous season. If that makes sense. Because we fucking got Boba Fett coming back. And then fucking we had Ahsoka, who and Falcon. I strongly suggest if you need something to watch, you should watch the Clone Wars and you should watch Rebels. Those are really important shows, especially with the Ahsoka episode, because Ahsoka's looking for someone, and that person is someone super important in Rebels. So I strongly suggest you watch that. But yeah, dude, like. Fucking Ahsoka comes out, and then fucking Luke Skywalker comes out. I fucking love this season. Like, just because they're actually tying shit back to other shows, finally. Like, they're actually doing it. Like, they did it in the animated shows, but now they're doing it in live action shit, which means that they're fucking living it now. Like, they're actually supporting, like, the connected universe in Star Wars.
Yeah, it's nice that they're finally acknowledging it.
Yeah, dude, like, I felt like they never acknowledged it. Like, the only acknowledgement we had of some of the prequel stuff, or not the prequel, but the animated or the connected universe stuff, was at the end of The Rise of Skywalker when the Jedi voices came out. Like I felt like that was because they had Kanan Jarrus, which was a Jedi from Rebels, and then they had Ahsoka. So I felt like that was the most connection they ever had. So now that they did it in The Mandalorian, I was like fucking jizzing in my pants because of it.
Yee. See, you were jizzing, and I was on the verge.
Yee.
That's why.
And I was crying.
I fully climaxed because of it.
And that's with the spoiler. Can you imagine if it wasn't?
Dude, could you imagine if I didn't get spoiled, man? Like when he came in with the fucking X-wing dude. Like I knew it was him. Like, and that's what sucks. Like I knew it was him when he showed up, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like I could have.
Yeah, you didn't have to deal with the sense of wonder. Because at first I was like, "Oh, cool!" Like like some forces are arriving to like relieve them, and then I was like, "Oh, there's only one," and then they were like, "Oh, there's only one," and I was like, and then I was like, I don't want to get my hopes up and just have it be like, you know,
fucking Mace Windu or something.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, and so I was like, maybe not. But then, as you know, it continued, and he saw the lightsaber, and then they just showed like the right hand with the glove, and then the left hand with the skin.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my god! I was like, the green saber. I was even still not sold. I was like, anyone can have a. I was like, anyone can have a green saber, literally anyone. And there's still a ton of like remaining Jedi canonly that could potentially have a green saber. So, I didn't know the news either about that it was going to be someone from the original trilogy. That's why I was like, I felt like it could be anybody.
Yeah, I mean, because I have a friend at work that we talk about The Mandalorian, and I was telling her, I was like, there's no way they would bring Luke Skywalker in. He's too big of a deal to bring in fucking Luke Skywalker to save this kid. And I'm like, it's probably Cal Kestis from Fallen Order, or in Rebels there was a Jedi that had a green lightsaber, and they could have said it was him, but I did not think it would have been fucking Luke Skywalker, dude. Like that was just I thought that would have been an impossible thing for them to do, and they did it, and I was like fucking coming because of that. Like it was insane, and I'm so happy that they did it. Like I can't believe they did it, and I'm so happy that they did it, because I think right now Star Wars is in a position that they're losing fans because of shit, and I feel like this episode was their way of making it up to the fans. Like, hey, we know what you want. Let me give you what you want.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do have a question about Star Wars for y'all. How do y'all feel about the sequel trilogy? I mean, with you, Falcon, being a fan that's kind of just coming into it, and then you, Jafar, who's a seasoned fan who knows that shit too. How do y'all feel about the sequel trilogies as a whole?
Like if we had to grade it?
Well, I'm just your thoughts. Like, what are your thoughts about it?
I think that I see all the potential when you look at it as a whole, as a whole trilogy, and then I just think that there was a lot of probably some stuff that probably didn't need to be in some films that could have been replaced with a little more, like, you know, a little bit of what the fans kind of wanted to see. Like, maybe I think a lot of people by the second one were saying, hey, are we going to see, like, Rey be, like, training at all, you know?
Yeah.
And then, like, the transition, like, I feel like there could have been a lot of more just scenes of, like, Kylo/Ben having, like, more just inner breakdowns with himself and, like, more confliction and showing him more reasons to not be what he was or become what he wanted to be, however you want to look at it. I don't know. Like, the development between the two star players of the franchise, I think, was just kind of overshadowed by unnecessary stories, especially, like, in the second film. I feel like the casino stuff probably could have been cut minute-wise a good chunk.
I agree. I will say my bit later, but I agree with you.
Yeah,
on that.
It's like it really, like, I feel like that whole casino stuff just takes place so that what's his name could show up. Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
Like, I think he just was like, "Hey, I want to be in Star Wars," and they're like, "Let's find a way to like put this guy in it."
Let's pigeonhole this guy into Star Wars.
What?
Let's pigeonhole this guy into Star Wars.
Yeah, and it was like, oh yeah, so they could go to the casino, and then they get locked up, and then he's there, and then they get out. Like,
so, well, let me ask you this: what are your thoughts of The Last Jedi, and what are your thoughts of Rise of Skywalker? Because I guess we can agree that The Force Awakens was kind of like a good starting off point. It was basically A New Hope, just whatever. Just it's the same. It was A New Hope beat for beat. Even with like a big mentor dying with Han Solo, it's beat for beat A New Hope. So The Rise of Skywalker and The Last Jedi are the ones that would have been the differing stories. So what would y'all say about those two stories?
The middle, the Last Jedi should have been like, it was the climax, I guess you could say, because Luke's sacrifice. But I don't feel like there was like enough hardship and overcoming for Rey in that movie, and that's where a lot of it should have been.
I hear you.
Like, she should have been put through a lot in the second movie, because look at where Luke was in the second movie. He was already fucking going against fucking Darth Vader and getting his hand chopped off.
Yeah.
And she was, what was she fucking, I can't even tell you what she was doing in the movie.
I hear you.
What was she doing? I know she started off on the island with Luke, and then she left.
She was just training. Like, that was just, she did.
Yeah, she was just there on her own, training on her own.
Yeah.
You know, which, like, okay, that's going to get you so far. Like,
you need to give him some kind of direction.
Yeah. But the Force was just kind of like spoon fed to her, I feel like, because she was still able to have like those vision connections with like Kylo Ren and stuff, and it was like, wow, she's still so naturally strong. Like, that'll compensate for like her not so natural fighting abilities and Force abilities.
No, I hear you there, and I mean I'll have my own little spiel afterwards, but
and as far as the finale, the
Rise of Skywalker,
the Rise of Skywalker, I don't even mind that she took the Skywalker name and all that. I just the thing about that movie is just because of how the second one went, the middle one. That one was just already kind of a letdown, because we kind of already knew she was going to come into it and be a hero, but nobody really felt like she had earned that really yet. And I was kind of on that vibe. I was like, man, I like missed out on like a really good story that she could have had. But let's wrap this up.
Yeah, I hear you, and I mean, it's definitely a rough situation, just because, I mean, like with about the whole series as a whole, is they basically said that none of it was connected from the start. Like, J.J. Abrams did his own thing. Ryan Johnson did his own thing, and Colin Trevorrow did his own thing. And they were saying it was all on their own. Like, they had a general story arc, but nothing set in stone. And that's the thing that sucked the most. Like, I was just like, what the fuck?
It's like, what did you think would happen? Like, that's like saying, hey, you guys are in a group project, but work on it at different times. And
yeah, like, you do your own group project. We're gonna have a group project, but you all do your own thing, and we're never gonna talk about.
Yeah, everybody do your own part. We won't tell each other about it, and we'll all bring it on the same day. Like,
yeah, exactly. And I'm like, it sucks and it's frustrating, because I felt like Star Wars, fucking Disney spent $4 billion on Star Wars, so you would think that they don't fucking half-ass that, Star Wars is is a major fucking property, and you're gonna half-ass that with bullshit, a bullshit story or whatever. Like, I don't know, that fucking pissed me off. Okay, so Falcon. First of all, just on your own, just about. First of all, how you feel like now that you're kind of new into Star Wars. What are your thoughts of, like, you've watched the prequels, you've watched the original trilogy, and you watched the sequels. What are your thoughts on that as a whole in general? And then, how do you feel about The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker?
Well, I will be honest. It is
be honest. We want to hear your full thoughts.
You want my full honesty. I'm only on my second complete run of going through this, all the way through, completely through. And the first time, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And the first time I watched it leading up to the rise of Skywalker, right? And so I watched it to lead up to that so that we could watch the movie at the theater. And it was cool. I wasn't as in tune as Siete at the theater. But I know a lot of people don't like or I remember Siete used to talk shit about the prequels mainly because of acting. But I liked it, man. For some reason, I do notice that the prequels seem to last longer than the originals. Like I guess the prequels dragged out longer,
Oh yeah.
I don't know if they were really longer, but I need to watch the last three again before I can give my comments on it. Because, like I said, I've only seen them once, and I need to watch them again. Siete, let me watch them again. Oh, one thing that I wanted to ask along with my comments was, back in the day, whenever my dad would have Star Wars on, and I would just see bits and pieces of it, and I always thought, like, Darth Vader was, like, the shit, Mm-hmm. Like, he was the monster of all monsters, and he was the evilest, and, like, everyone was scared of him, and when he just thought of darkness, he thought of him. And then I watched him for myself, and I was like, man, this guy ain't that bad. But I don't know because, like, have y'all read comics on him?
Yeah.
Like, is he, like, worse in the comics?
Oh man, he's a beast in the comics, man.
There's one comic. I'll tell you this. There's one comic where fucking they try to trap Darth Vader. Like, they try to launch an ambush on him, and it's the comic series called Vader Down, and they have all these rebels, fucking, like, a whole, like, fucking army of just rebels there to kill him, and they have him surrounded, and they say, hey, drop your weapon, you're surrounded, and he says, all I'm surrounded by is fear and dead soldiers. And then he lights up his lightsaber and just fucking destroys them all.
Nice.
So yeah. I'm like, I like that. I was like, okay, that made him badass.
I was gonna say, my way of putting it's like the ending scene of Rogue One when he's like just slashing through people. That was like a daily thing in the comics. I was like, oh, so this is Vader. Like, this is his 9 to 5. I see.
Yeah, I mean they really made Vader fucking a terror in the comics and shit.
But that's just because I feel basically that's just because they could only do so much.
Yeah, I mean they were limited at their time. I mean,
yeah, if they literally had the effects of even 1999 back then, whew, man, that fight between Luke and Vader, that first one and that second one, oh my god.
Dude, the fight between fucking Obi-Wan. Have you seen? There's a video on Facebook, or like, you've seen it, right? where Obi-Wan, like, they actually have an actual fight, dude. That would have been so much better. But I mean, fucking, if you think about it, what's his name? Alec Guinness was already 60-something years old, 70-something years old, filming Star Wars. It would have been pointless or whatever.
Did they not like have stunt doubles in the 70s? Was that not a thing?
I don't think they had an idea. I don't think they thought of. I don't know if it was a thought yet of like having stunt doubles go in and then having the actor come in. You know, like I think that's kind of the thing. They didn't. I don't think they realized that they could do that shit yet.
Right? Like I feel like, damn, I would have watched the first take of like, you know, Obi-Wan and Darth, and I would have been like, wow, that's really stiff. Let's go find some guys.
Let's go find someone to be a part of this. But yeah, man, like.
There's the 70s. Just go grab a fucking crackhead or a cokehead. There you go, the 70s. Just go grab a cokehead off the street. You're like, jump around with this sword.
Jump around with a sword. You look cool with a sword.
Try to hit him. Yeah.
And see, and then you know what sucks is that in the prequels they overcompensated for that. They're like, oh, we're gonna fucking make these lightsaber battles fucking badass, and then fucking I always think back like every time I'm sending gifs about Luke Skywalker, or no, about Anakin and Obi-Wan. Every time like I type in Anakin and Obi-Wan fight, there's a meme that pops up, and it's just them twirling their lightsabers in front of each other, but not actually hitting each other. And the caption on the bottom says "This is pointless," and it's just on loop, and it's just them just like flipping their swords around.
It is a weird moment. I used to think it was like really cool, but the more I watch it, I'm just like Anakin, or not even Anakin at that point. Like, if you're really Darth Vader, you would have been like, this bullshit is beneath me. It just would have just been like, you're
like they make Vader seem like he's just some.
He's
ruthless,
still trying to compete.
Yeah, like he's this ruthless killer. Like, fuck you, I'm just gonna fucking end your life. But yeah, so all right. So here's my thoughts, like on the whole thing as a whole here, because I'm sure y'all were aware. I was so excited about Star Wars. Like, I was super excited about The Force Awakens. I was even more excited about The Last Jedi. And I was holding on to hope for The Rise of Skywalker. But, yeah, and, like, for me, I love The Last Jedi. Like, I felt like The Last Jedi was a badass movie. I felt like they could have done more. But I loved it. Like, it was my favorite movie out of the whole sequels. And it's up there. Like, I feel like The Last Jedi is, like right after maybe Revenge of the Sith. Like, it's up there for me.
Wow.
Like, the only problem I have with The Last Jedi is the casino shit. Like, I felt like that was pointless. Like, dude, you don't need to do that. And I didn't like how Rey's training was, like, 2 days. Like, they had the opportunity to fix what they did with Empire Strikes Back, where, you know, they could actually give him the training, give her the training that she deserved. But they didn't do that. And, you know, like, I'm looking back at it now, and I'm like, I mean, every Star Wars movie has its faults. Like, I don't think there's one Star Wars movie that I haven't felt a little bored in some parts. Maybe the only part I would say that had really good pacing and really good storytelling was The Empire Strikes Back. I feel like that's probably the only one. Every other movie, I've skipped some shit, because I'll say for Phantom Menace, I skipped, like, really every time they're on Naboo until the fight scene. Attack of the Clones, I skip a lot of the Anakin shit, like where they're falling in love with each other with Padme. That's rough to watch. Revenge of the Sith, that's probably the second movie where I don't skip too much. I usually watch all of that all the way through. A New Hope, I skipped really through the Tatooine stuff where Luke is, you know, they introduce Luke. I feel like that's boring. And then Return of the Jedi, I skip Tatooine again. Like, when they're at Jabba's palace, I'm like, I don't really give a shit about this. Like, this is boring to me. So, I mean, every movie I have, every Star Wars movie there is, I have a few bits where I skip. And you know, I do skip like the casino scenes in The Last Jedi, but I feel like with The Last Jedi, what they could have done was they could have they could have been stalling for time to give Rey time to train, you know, like for that, where they could have taken out that casino shit and they could have been like trying to build an army, and then they could have tried to give Rey time, like they're trying to figure out ways to stall to give Rey time to train. And I think if they did that, that would have given a lot of fans a lot of betterment or feel better about it. Especially with with Luke, like the way they treated Luke, which I didn't think was a bad thing. I feel like I think the one thing that I like about The Last Jedi is that The Last Jedi has a message, you know, because like the story with Luke is the whole story is people lose their faith. You know? Like, everyone loses their faith. Luke lost his faith. The galaxy lost their faith in the Resistance and Leia. Like, people lose faith. And it's about, finding that thing that gives you the faith back. And fucking for Luke, it was Rey. Rey gave him the faith back into being a Jedi. And with the galaxy, it's fucking finding out that Luke is back and fighting with the Resistance. You know? And that's their fight to get things back together. And I felt like that's a good message. I feel like that's a really good message. You know, and like with what Yoda said was when he was talking to Luke, it's actually something that my dad always told me growing up. He always told me that failure is the best teacher. And that's exactly basically what Yoda said. And I'm like, dude, this was fucking it had a good message. And I hate that people hate The Last Jedi because of that. And, and then I hate that with The Rise of Skywalker, fucking Star Wars just pussied out. Like, that's basically what it is. Star Wars pussied out because they were scared that people were going to hate that movie. And have y'all read the script that would have been the Rise of Skywalker?
I saw, like, the concept art.
Yeah, it's... Dude, that story was actually a pretty badass story. Like, the story was they were going to go to Coruscant, and they were going to take over. They were trying to take over I forgot what they were trying to do. They were trying to do something where they were trying to broadcast to the entire galaxy, and the only way they could do it was to get to Coruscant, because Coruscant had this broadcasting system from the Empire days. So they were trying to get there, but the First Order was there defending it. And at the same time, Rey was trying to find some kind of artifact, and so was Kylo. And it was this whole crazy good story that I think they would have, if Star Wars didn't get cold feet, I think they would have been able to generate some money off of that. And it was original. Like, it was an original story. So, I like that. But dude, I can't watch The Rise of Skywalker. Like, I have it, and I'm always saying, like, I'm gonna watch it just to see it again, and I don't, just because it's just so cheesy. So much of it is so cheesy, man. But that's just my thoughts. But I mean, I'm hoping that the Mandalorian fixes mends a lot of bridges with Star Wars fans, and I hope that these new Disney shows fix a lot of the bridges with Star Wars fans, because Star Wars needs to come up with something. They need to fix their shit, because obviously people are hating it enough to not want to watch it anymore.
Well, oh man, yeah, I need to express one theory. That's it.
Okay.
All right, Grogu ages slowly. Yes. And I know there's a future trilogy for Star Wars, and they said it has nothing to do with the Skywalkers and all blah 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 blah. But I mean, do you think Grogu is going to be the face of that franchise?
I don't know, dude. Because where the fuck was he in the sequels?
Maybe he was still too young because he ages slowly. Maybe he was still just a preteen or something.
Well, by then
he was in the
and so
he was training in the Jedi Temple.
It's going to be later in the future after the Rise of Skywalker. We'll see like a young adult, maybe Grogu. And maybe they'll bring back Mando because he said, "I'll see you again."
Kylo Ren killed him when he slaughtered Luke's group that he was teaching.
No, Grogu was in the bassinet somewhere still.
Well, by then, Grogu is already would have been 100 years old because he's 50 years old at the Mandalorian, and
I was gonna say that the aging is weird because if Yoda was 800, you're gonna tell me only 750 years ago he was a motherfucking infant? That doesn't seem like right. Not an infant, but like a baby.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like it's
where's the growth spurt?
He's got to get big somewhere. Because I mean, by the Rise of Skywalker, he's at least 100 years old. Because if he's 50 now, I think the Rise of Skywalker is either 30 or 40 years difference. So he's like, what is that, 90 or 80? So
yeah,
he's got to almost be like old enough to.
That's what I'm saying. He's probably like 10ish, 11, right? He's got to be like kid-ish.
Yeah.
Old enough to like make choices and know right from wrong, but like not old enough to be thrown into like war.
That's true. So maybe, I mean, you're 100% right. I mean, they could fucking bring Rey and fucking Grogu just. I was here this whole time, and. But
I was just training on a fucking other sand planet.
Yeah, I can 100% see that. He signed to another, or he signed his deal finally with fucking the Jedi. Like he's like, all right, now that I'm old enough, I'm gonna sign my deal and I'm gonna be a Jedi for life.
He was like, actually, I am the chosen one. I'm bringing balance back. Y'all had it wrong.
I'm the one. But speaking of being the chosen one, and you know,
is it Lonnie Walker?
It is Lonnie Walker. We'll segue into our fucking sports talk now, and we definitely want to talk about our Spurs because our Spurs season is about to start next week.
Oh, so soon.
It's coming,
but not soon enough.
Yeah, I'm excited, dude.
I want to hear Falcon Chew talk about the Spurs. I haven't heard your voice in so long, man.
Come on now. I put something in the chat. Well, I saw the first two games, and then I saw like bits and pieces of the third preseason game. Mm-hmm. But I know Siete is as well. I am ready to go buy a Vassell jersey.
I don't know if I'm ready to buy a Vassell jersey just yet.
Oh, come on.
I mean, sorry, my noise is bothering people probably. I'm not ready to buy a Vassell jersey just yet. I mean, I'm tempted. I mean, right now, if I was going to buy a jersey, it's either going to be DeJounte or Lonnie Walker. But,
you wouldn't buy Witherspoon?
Really?
He's all it did.
I'm just playing, dude.
Maybe Keldon Johnson when he gets back. Maybe.
Yeah. When he gets back?
Yeah, he's hurt right now.
What? What's wrong with him?
I don't know, some bullshit.
Oh, man.
He's resting.
He's got some problem with his knee and his quad.
Sounds
and he's saying that he's gonna sit out for a little bit. He said he got a second opinion from his uncle or something. I don't know.
Oh my god. Dude, I don't know. I mean, Vassell is looking smooth.
Dude,
he's looking
good.
That play the other day where they just kind of handed it to him and he did that like 2-hand dunk over like two guys.
Yeah, he bailed out fucking DeJounte. DeJounte went for he drove it in and fucking they all closed in on him and he fucking dumped it off to Vassell and Vassell just cleaned it up for him. Dude, that was so beautiful. It was so beautiful.
Didn't he have like 8 steals within the 3 games?
Is that the thing?
I think one of them he had 3, another one he had 2, and then I think someone said that he had 4 in the last game.
Damn, it's like crazy.
He's everywhere. He sacrifices his body a lot, and he's just always in the right place at the right time. I think they said he had no turnovers either in any of the 3 games as well.
Motherfucker, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Don't jinx him. Shut the fuck up.
It's the preseason.
Well, dude, I mean...
I didn't say that. Someone said that. So I said someone said it.
Dude, I will say this. Like, I'm excited for him. He's actually really good. Like, now that I see him playing against other people, he's good. Like, he's actually able to hold his own against fucking actual, like, NBA players, and I'll give him that. But, dude, we've got too many fucking guards.
I know, we still need to get rid of, like, one more.
It's probably going to have to be Patty, dude. Patty's is probably on the chopping block at this point.
No, Patty is solid, man.
He's morale for the team, dude.
Yeah, but dude, it's already I mean, I'm not. So first of all, when I say that, don't think that I'm saying I don't like Patty. Like I want to get rid of Patty. I like
you
Patty.
You don't want to retire his number, so
why don't you like him, man?
fuck y'all. No, I like Patty, but at this point, dude, I mean.
Serve likes Patty too.
Yeah, Service is pissed off that I don't like Patty. But dude, at this point, it's. I mean, he's getting older. How long has he been with the Spurs? He's been with the Spurs for fucking a while now. And dude, it's. I mean, I like him, and I wish he would retire a Spur, but I kind of wish he would retire next year. Like I know he's not done yet, and that's the problem. Like.
Dude, he's only 32. I was looking at his stats the other day, and I saw his age. I was like, he's only 32, or like 31.
Yeah, he looks older.
I know. I was like, damn, I thought he was like 35. I was like, he's like 1 foot out the door.
I think he would retire in 2 years.
The Spurs could potentially like fucking sign him to like a year or some shit, which I wouldn't put it beneath them.
Oh, I don't put it beneath them either. I 100% think they will do it. But that's the problem, dude. We don't need him. Like, I mean, I want to keep him. I like him, but come here, sir. I like him, and I want to keep him, but at this point, we need to give our young people playing time, especially with Vassell doing well, and Johnson fucking exploding last year. And I 100% believe he's gonna continue that this year. Like I feel like he got that bug in him that he was like, hey, I actually did really good. I feel like that's gonna push him to be even better this year. So I want them to have playing time, but if we have Patty, dude, if we have DeRozan, all that playing time is gonna be devoted to them.
I kind of feel like we might trade DeRozan before the what's it called, the deadline.
But dude, what are we gonna get for DeRozan? At this point, what the fuck are we gonna get? Unless we do a sign and trade.
I would take a role playing big man and a future first round pick for the next year or for the coming summer.
What big man is out there that we would get for?
I don't know, just any big man, dude. Just someone that can kind of help. I don't know, someone who's on a 1 year that we may even. It doesn't matter. I want that first round pick.
That's what you're more concerned about. You want the first round pick.
Yeah, I'm like, give us another first round pick. You know how good we would be if we could actually get a summer with 2 first round picks with the miracles we've worked. Yeah. Imagine having 2 first round picks for the Spurs. Oh my god.
Except for fucking Luka Samanik.
Yeah. Sometimes not all. That's the old saying. Not all cherries or apples.
Yeah. Who was? It was Keldon Johnson and Luka that we drafted, right? Or am I mistaken? When we traded. Oh no, we got Lonnie and
Quinn Berry was with Keldon.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did we have another? Was Witherspoon a second round?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I'm just fucking not understanding what was going on. Because I felt like Witherspoon was like a first round too, but yeah, dude. I mean, Luka's the biggest waste of space I've ever seen, man. Like,
has he been playing the last 2 games?
I didn't see him the last 2 games, man. Oh, I didn't see the last game, so I don't know if he played, but he definitely didn't play this last game. Or the second game. I didn't see the second game at all, but the last game I saw, and I didn't see him play, which fucking...
Yeah. He didn't play the second game.
They probably just saw him in the first game and were like, go back to Austin.
Dude!
Get your ass in the car.
Did you see him? Dude, it was embarrassing to watch him out there, dude. Like, I was like, fuck, dude. Do you even want to play in the NBA? Like, is that even something you want to do? That's how I felt watching him fucking play. Like, he was, like, half-assing it. He was, like, lazy. Like, dude.
I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't even see him in highlights because he probably didn't have a highlight.
He didn't have a highlight. Yeah. And that's the problem, dude. Like, last year, that's how he played. And I'm like I gave him the benefit of the doubt because, all right, he's a rookie. It's different. It's not the European leagues. He's fucking actually having to do shit now. I get that. I get it. But this year, dude, I mean, and I understand. I'm also a little hesitant to write him off just yet because this year was obviously a weird year because he's like, what was the break that he had? He only had like 3 months, 2 months before before the season actually started. So, I mean, it's not that much of a difference from last season to this season. But at the same time, dude, you should have taken those 3 months or those 2 months to fucking do whatever you can to elevate your game. Like, you're on your own. You can do whatever the fuck you want. So you should have been like out fucking doing something. And I don't feel like he did that. Like, I don't feel that at all. And then fucking Vassell is coming out and fucking being a badass from the start. What the fuck are you doing? Like, don't you see that and realize, like, hey, I need to step up my game? Like, I don't know.
Is there anyone else you're kind of, like, disappointed in? Not disappointed, but just, like, scratching your head.
Yeah.
Fucking, where do I start on our big men? Like, there's only one big man that I feel like our team needs to put pour all their resources into. Like, Tim Duncan needs to come back and just work with him.
Who? Turtle?
You betcha. You fucking better believe that bullshit.
What do you have against Drew Banks?
He's just fucking fuck. He fucks up too much for me. Like, so I will say it's kind of like Forbes, where I just don't I don't have a reason, but I just have a thing, like, I don't like him. But dude,
does he remind you of someone that hurt you in the past?
Yes, 100% hurt in the past. No, I mean, look, I'll say this. He does have hustle, and I can see why Pop likes him. And if I were in that situation, I would have done the same thing, because I did do the exact same thing. When I was coaching, I did the exact same thing that Pop is doing right now with Eubanks. I 100% understand it. But since I'm not the coach and I'm an outsider looking in, he needs to fucking let go. He needs to just let go. Let go. Fucking going back to Star Wars. He needs to let go of his attachment to fucking Eubanks and see that, I mean, he's a good hustler and he does the work, but I don't think he's capable of elevating beyond where he's at right now. Like, I think he's a good I think he can hustle. Like, I really do think he can hustle. And I think he can have some highlights in there that are badass. But I do not think for 1 second that he's going to get better than where he's at right now.
Interesting.
I think he's plateauing.
Yes. I'm gonna say someone that I'm a bit weary about, and I feel that y'all are both gonna jump on me about it. But I said it last year. Yeah, you're ready.
Oh, you can't see me.
I'm still worried about. No, I can't see you. I'm still weary about DeJounte, man. I love him to death, and I want him to grow and be performing at his full potential. But I just feel like it's just a little slow. I know we had a whole season without him, and I just worry sometimes that he's just too small. We had big expectations for him, thinking that he was going to be somewhat like a Westbrook, and it's just not getting to that point. And we got Derek White, we got fucking Keldon Johnson, we got these people that seem to be developing a little bit faster than him, and it just concerns me. I'm still holding on to him, you know. I still have hope, but I'm just still weary.
When did Biggie get on this call? When did
Biggie D
get on this call? Like, where did he come from? Like, I thought I was talking to Falcon. I thought I was talking to Falcon, and I thought I was talking to Jafar.
I thought you really meant Biggie D was here. That's all I was saying. Hey, Biggie D.
No, like, wait, Jafar, you're feeling the same way too?
No, I'm just saying I understand.
Okay.
Because I'm comparing like you are. I'm trying to compare him to the last few years, and I'm like, I feel like DeJounte's kind of in a limbo. Like, he's tall enough. He's taller than a real point guard. He's like 6'5", and a lot of point guards are like 6'3". Like, he's more of a shooting guard size, but he feels like he needs to be a point guard. I feel like he looks for passes that sometimes aren't there. Like, he tries to force a lot of passes, maybe. I also feel like he passes up opportunities. I feel like sometimes maybe it's just the angle from the TV. I'm not on the court, but I feel like sometimes I see like an open lane, and I know he's got the speed to take it, you know, and do something at the hole. But he'll like just play with the ball, and he'll like toss it to someone, and I'm like, what are you fucking doing? And I'm like, he could be getting a lot of points and being a actual offensive threat, but I just feel like he's caught between point guard, shooting guard, and he's like, which one am I? Because if I'm on the floor with Derek White or Patty, they're the point guard. But if I'm on the floor at the same time as Rosen or Lonnie or not Lonnie, Keldon, or now Vassell maybe, I'm the point guard, or am I the shooting guard? Like, I just feel like he has to play two positions at once, and it's kind of fucking with him. And he's the one that's like in a weird spot. If we weren't playing Patty, it problem solved.
I agree.
Because then we could adjust lineups a little more that like suited him. So Patty's the problem.
Patty is the problem. I've been saying that. Patty is the problem. So first of all, I have one question for you, Jafar. Since you were in the Navy, what is the penalty for mutiny?
Oh man, it used to be you walked the plank and you just got thrown overboard, but now you just get locked up in the brig and then discharged.
Okay. Well, motherfucker, I feel like that's what we need to have here. We need to have a fucking brig for the motherfucking both of y'all. Y'all motherfuckers are fucking mutinying, causing a mutiny here, and no, fuck that, fuck y'all, fuck this, fuck the world, fuck all that. DeJounte's my boy. He's my ride or die. I'm going in there. He's gonna.
This should be his redemption year. He should come in this year and finish it, averaging 15 plus a game, with at least 6 assists. I don't care about rebounds.
Nah, man, he's got an excuse. We've only had 2 months since the last season, so there's an excuse. He's got an excuse, man. He doesn't have to. It's okay. He's only had 2 months, dude. what do you want him to do? He's only had 2 months to get better. Like,
so has everyone else.
Same for Drew.
Yeah, but Drew's not gonna get any fucking better than where he's at right now. But
I don't know.
Maybe DeJounte can't either.
Oh man, like I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm struggling to come up with excuses for DeJounte.
No, the what's it called? The 2 month excuse is a good excuse.
I mean, I'm gonna.
It's not a lot of time.
I agree. I 100%.
Because Lonnie Johnson has kind of scared me too, because his jumper is still kind of inconsistent, and I'm like over here like, why didn't you work on your jumper in the off season? I'm like, well, it was like Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween was the last day or something like that. But dude, I mean, look, I've been arguing with Biggie D about this because he knows how I feel about DeJounte. I have and you know what it could be, dude? It could be that, you know, everything that happened with that bitch, you know, because that year that he started acting like a bitch, that was the year we drafted DeJounte, right?
Let me confirm that. Keep talking.
Okay. So that's how I'm kind of remembering how that happened. So, you know, I kind of, for me, feel that DeJounte was, you know, meant to kind of take up that role and kind of to be a leader. And, you know what I liked about DeJounte? I remember, you know, there was a game where he was playing, and I think Tony Parker was there. And, you know, it was a playoff game, and DeJounte was playing. And he spoke up in the huddle. You know, Pop was talking about, like, getting rebounds and, you know, that the big men need to do their part and get the rebounds. And then fucking DeJounte stepped up and said, hey, sir, the guards need to also do their job too. We need to get rebounds as well. We can get rebounds. And ever since that he said that, I was like, all right, DeJounte's my boy. Like, I love DeJounte, and he's my boy. He's the one that he's my ride or die. But I'm slowly, and I'm not, since we're on air, I am not fully admitting that y'all are right. But
there.
I'm not there yet. But I will say that there may be some truth to what you're saying. I can understand where you're coming from, and it's possible that it's a thing. That maybe DeJounte needs to maybe be in that gym a little longer to maybe talk to Chip England, you know, maybe fix his shot a little bit because, you know, DeJounte is definitely not a finisher. He drives it in and he misses those shots a lot. He can get his own rebound, but he even misses those rebound shots. And he's definitely not a threat on the outside. Like, if it were me, I would guard him fucking... I would guard him like fucking... What's his name? The guy, that point guard from the 76ers? Simmons.
Oh, huh.
I would guard him the same exact way as Simmons.
Basically the same player, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Simmons can finish at the basket.
Yeah, I can agree to that. DeJounte is struggling to finish at the basket. And, you know, and I feel like maybe he's... I think that maybe the reason that's the case, or this is the case, is because maybe DeJounte feels like he's got to step up, like he's got to be a playmaker, and doing that, he's forcing stuff that's not there, and that's the problem. I feel like he doesn't understand that, you know, he needs to take what the defense is giving him. And he's got to exploit the weaknesses of the defense. Yeah. I feel like that's the problem. And
he's trying too hard to create.
Yeah, he's trying to. He's not creating. He's trying to create, and that's the problem. Like, you can't try to create. You got to just create. And if you can't just create, then that's going to be an issue if you can't do that. And I'm not admitting that that's where DeJounte's at right now, but maybe Derek White can earn that starting spot this year.
You know what you sounded like?
What?
He fakes. No, he fakes.
He thinks about faking.
Damn.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm not drunk, but I'm a little drunk, and I'm not gonna admit that I'm gonna. If someone's listening to this and they come at me like, "Oh, so you don't like DeJounte?" I'm just gonna say that I was drunk and I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, dude, I'm just. It's frustrating.
To answer your question, DeJounte was drafted, and he played a full year with Kawhi.
Okay.
And then the year DeJounte had his injury, that was the same year Kawhi had his injury.
Okay. That makes sense. Now I remember. Because I remember that because they were in the playoffs together, and that's when... wait, did DeJounte win a ring?
No.
Okay.
He just missed it by like 2 years.
Okay. But, yeah.
Poor guy.
No, man, they're gonna go back, and they're gonna win.
He came in thinking he was gonna ride the coattails of the Spurs. He didn't know he was part of the rebuild.
Now he is the rebuild.
Right? He was like, oh, I'm on the team. Tony's still here. Tim's here. Manu was still there. And they're like, Manu's gone. Tony signed with Charlotte. Timmy, bye.
Yeah.
He's like,
Kawhi Leonard is here.
He was like, fuck. Oh, yeah, and then Kawhi does his shit. He's like, man, we're...
And then Kawhi was a bitch. A motherfucking bitch-ass bitch motherfucker. I'm going to go ahead and chug my beer if we're still drinking our game, or doing our drinking game on that.
Right. But, like I said, I'm not giving up on him. That's just how I feel, though, okay? That's just how I feel currently.
Okay, Biggie D.
Okay.
Dude, Biggie D and I have been fighting about that for the past 2 years now. For the past 2 seasons, I guess. Because what you said is exactly what Biggie D says. DeJounte is not, he's not a starter, and he's not progressing. Biggie D says that DeJounte's not progressing, he's regressing. And I don't know. Like, I don't want to give up on DeJounte. Like, I don't want to give up on him. Like, I like him. Like, I feel like he's got potential. And I don't know why the Spurs are struggling to bring that potential out. Like, they brought out that potential in Tony. They brought out that potential in Manu. They've always... I remember them saying that, you know, Manu was always reckless when he did stuff. Like, he did good plays, but then at the same time, he did stupid shit. And I remember him doing stupid shit. And then I remember Tony, being a good driver, but then he had a horrible outside shot. He would miss, like, he was unreliable on the outside. And that's what I remember. And I feel like we're in the beginning stages of that with DeJounte, and we just need to give him time to develop like that. And I don't know. I don't know how much more time we can give him, but I'm willing to give him more time because I want him to be that guy.
Well, like Jafar said, this is his season to make some points and prove himself.
Yeah, but we have too many guards for him to. And that's why I guess that's really my argument why I don't like that we have so many guards. Because having so many guards means that any playing time you have to produce. Because there's 4 other guards playing with you, and if you can't produce, then they're just gonna put someone else that can produce. So, you know, like I like Derek White, but you know, he's taking up spots he's taking up that point guard position, and Patty
Darn good at it.
Yeah, he's good at it, and you know that means that Patty has to move. Like, and I've always said I don't think Patty is a 1. Like, I've always felt like Patty is a good 2, and that they should put him at the 2. But you know, they need to move Patty to the 2, which means that now you're losing more playing time for the 2 position. And I don't know. Like, I just don't like having so many guards because that means that someone's gonna be the odd man out, and I'm afraid that it's gonna be DeJounte that's the odd man out.
It might be because I think they did the numbers for the bubble. I think in the bubble, like Derek White was getting like 16 points per game and like a solid amount like of assists and shit. Like maybe like 5 or 6 assists a game.
I can see that. I mean, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Derek White is good. Like Derek White is filling in really well into his position. He's a shooter. He's a driver. He can facilitate. He can pass. Like he's becoming an all around point guard. And I would be willing to say, yeah, DeJounte needs to maybe move to the 2, but dude, DeJounte can't score like that, man. Like, I mean, of course, I'm not I didn't play high school basketball. I coached, but I never really played high school basketball. But my belief is that the 2 needs to be a scorer.
Yeah, I mean, a shooting guard gotta shoot, man.
Yeah, but yeah, but that's just what I'm thinking. Like I don't want to give up on DeJounte yet. I love DeJounte too much to give up on him.
Redemption here, bro.
We agree. I agree. I mean, it's not to Jafar. He's got his opinion, but it sounded like it.
It's the same as yours. Boy, better get there though.
So, all right. Well, anything else that we need to bring up here? Anything else that's dying or that you need to feel like?
Hopefully, next episode we can talk about the boys with me finalizing it.
Oh, I did have something. I had something I did want to say. So if you weren't aware, Jafar, I started watching Schitt's Creek. And it's a good show. I like it. It's really good. I finished watching season 6, and you know what? Falcon was saying there's a season 7, so I'm super excited about season 7. I'm super excited. I cannot wait to see season 7. I'm gonna fucking die if there's not a fucking season 7. I'm so excited to watch a motherfucking season 7 because there's a season 7, right? Right, Falcon? Right?
Hey, man, I just didn't want to do a spoiler, I had to dig myself out of the hole. A little sand pit that I had made.
It would have been fine. That would not have been a spoiler for me. I would have been like, okay, it's over. Like, I get it. That doesn't give me anything on the plot. That's just saying like that's gonna be the last season. Fucking, I could have lived with that. You didn't have to. You didn't. So just so you're aware. So for people, yeah, for people that are unaware, and this would also apply to Jafar. So I started Schitt's Creek, and I'm like, oh yeah, Schitt's Creek is a good show. It's funny. Like I thought it was hilarious. It was fucking funny. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh cool, yeah, like this is awesome. And Falcon asked me, he's like, hey, so how far are you on your season? And like this was like my second week of watching it, and I'm like, oh, I'm already on season 5. And he's like, oh, cool. And I was like, yeah, there's a season 6. And I guess, I don't know if that's the last season, but that there's more after that, or I'm excited to watch some more of it. And Falcon, I forgot how the conversation fully went, but Falcon was like, oh yeah, well there's more. Oh, he said there's a documentary about Schitt's Creek, and I'm like, oh, a documentary? That's kind of weird. Is it over? Like, is there no more after season 6? And he's like, no, yeah, they're gonna continue on. There's a season 7. There's more.
Hey, you're blowing that out of proportion.
That's exactly what you fucking said.
That's not exactly what I said. I did not lie. What was that line in Liar Liar?
Hold on. Let me get out the receipts.
Okay, you can go ahead and look it up, but I'm gonna say, I told him there was a documentary that shows that talks about them filming the last season, and then he says, "So wait, there's no more seasons after that?" And then I was like, then I realized I kind of messed up a little bit, and so I was like, "No, I mean it's about the last season that's currently on Netflix." Is what I said. And that's not lying. And it's not saying that there's a season 7.
Let me look this shit up. 'Cause I'm pretty sure I asked you. So there's not a season 7? And he's like, no, it's going to continue on.
It was funny, though, because I was wondering when you were going to get to the end and realize that really is it.
Yeah, I specifically did not want to talk about it because I was like, oh, I'll talk to you about this shit when I see you. But yeah, dude, I was sitting there and I was like I was watching and I was like, huh, this seems kind of final. Like I don't see how they can go any further than this. And I saw I ended up looking it up after the end of season 6, and I was like, hold up, there's no more. There's not going to be any more.
I kind of didn't think that you would believe me when I was like, no, I mean, it's a documentary about this last season that's currently on Netflix. But you sent a Moira Rose gif that was like, oh, I see.
Okay. All right. I'm looking it back. So this is the conversation. So, because I explained to him that why I'm watching it because I'm attracted to the daughter, and I'm also attracted to Eugene Levy's actual daughter, and then there's another girl that I'm attracted to on that show. So,
Twyla.
Yes, Twyla. I like Twyla. So wait, Jafar, have you seen all of it?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm attracted to Alexis. I'm attracted to Twyla. I'm also attracted to Stevie. So, that's why I'm watching it. Or I watched it. So this is the conversation. So I was talking about how Eugene Levy didn't hire Twyla his daughter as Alexis, and I'm like, that's kind of fucked. Like, you could hire your fucking actual daughter as Alexis. And Falcon says, oh, there's a little documentary on there about filming the last season, which we watched after we finished the show. It was pretty good. And I go, oh, cool. I'll watch it. So wait, the show is over? No, the last season as in the last season that's currently on Netflix. So, to me, that sounded like there's gonna be more. So
does kind of sound like that.
I was like, wait a minute, this sounds very done. Like where? I mean,
what did you want me to say?
That is done. I could have taken that. I would have been like, oh, cool. I understand that. But yeah, like I was sitting there and I was like I was thinking, like, I guess next season they're gonna be in California. I guess they're not gonna be at Schitt's Creek anymore. And yeah, and then I looked it up and I was like, so is there a season 7? And yeah, the Google was the one that ruined my life for me, as usual.
Well, did you watch the doc?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that should have been the ending. No, Siete. That would have told you that it was the end.
I mean, I was kind of like trying to understand what was going on, but yeah, that also kind of was another nail in the coffin there. But yeah, I mean, I like Schitt's Creek. It was funny. It was hilarious to me. I kind of do wish there was more. I would have liked to see more, but I mean, it ended well, and I mean, I'm glad that they ended on their own terms because I know a lot of shows don't get to end on their own terms. So
true.
But
true. We can have our next episode talk about Schitt's Creek in detail, man.
Yeah, we could definitely do that next on the next episode.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun one.
If you are missing David Rose, you can watch Happiest Season on Hulu, and you'll get a little taste of David Rose again.
Same character, pretty much.
Is Allison?
Yeah, it was funny.
Is Allison Brie in that show?
¿Quién es?
She's the girl from Community.
Yes.
Oh, then I'll watch it. I love me Allison Brie.
As well as Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
I'd probably watch it for Allison Brie.
As well as Levy.
I mean, dude, like, you guys know, like, I only watch TV shows when I'm attracted to someone on that show. So that's the only way I can, like my brother gets mad that I don't watch Sopranos, and I'm like, well, there's not really any hot girls in Sopranos. I mean, the daughter I remember being pretty, but
who were you attracted to in Breaking Bad? Ooh.
Skylar, I had a little thing for Skylar, and then
She had that MILF thing going on.
yeah, she did. I don't know. Like, I don't know why I was. Well, I mean, I know why I was attracted to Skylar, but I don't want to talk about it here. But I was attracted to Skylar. And then I also liked Marie. Like, Marie was really, to me, hot.
Well, you didn't have many choices. Seems like you liked all the women on the show.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't that many women else that I could like, but yeah, I mean, I was attracted to them. I'm also like with Better Call Saul. I'm attracted to his love interest. Like, she's hot to me. But yeah, there's someone I'm attracted to, except the exception of sports. Sports, I mean, there's not really, of course, it's not really anything that I can be attracted to too much with sports, but, you know, TV shows, if I watch it, there's someone I'm attracted to on that show. But, anyways, anything else that we should bring up? Anything else before we get to the next episode?
I think I'm all spent.
You're all spent. Well, that was a good episode. We went pretty long. That was about 2 hours.
Dude, just in time, the fight just ended.
Yeah, I know. I just saw that.
Oh, I was about to ask, what round is it?
Looks like Canelo will be walking away with the dubs.
Canelo might be winning here.
Dude, Canelo's GOAT.
Yeah, he's good. Except, didn't he get caught doing drugs?
Oh, I don't know.
Who doesn't?
Honestly.
Well, I mean, not everyone gets caught, but, you know, everyone doesn't.
Michael Phelps was smoking weed, so.
Oh, yeah, he took roids, right?
It was in the weed.
I thought it was just weed with him.
Yeah, I don't know what the words, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't think he did steroids. Lance Armstrong did steroids.
Really? So they got on him all that for weed?
Yeah, like that. I think that was the whole issue. Like, they got on him for just weed. So, but all right. Well, this was a good episode. I feel like we got a lot accomplished, a lot discussed here. But yeah, let's let Jafar take us out.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to another episode of GSPN. I would do some outro music, but I'm actually surrounded by people who are sleeping now. So, next episode, maybe some Schitt's Creek. Yeah, it sounds like it's a unanimous decision. Schitt's Creek. All right,
Boys.
Here we go. So we'll come back at you later. Not much else to say other than keep on keeping on and go Spurs go.
Go Spurs go.
Go Spurs go.
Oh, you can't see me.
I felt it.
And this is Falcon Chew.
And these Sieteuno.